legend, the OG, Mike York.
Hey.
Yeah, Dirtbag Dan's here too.
Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm also here.
Hey.
I'm also here. I was just saying, he's like the perfect dude to have, not only because he's the coolest motherfucker on earth, but he also has skate parts that are the parts that we all fucking like went to the skate shops and bought the videos and went home and watched them over and over and over again. Like I can't tell you how many times like a session would start with like, yeah, right, you know what I mean? Like we watch a video and then everybody goes out and fucking skates. So to have you here, like I know when we posted this shit, a bunch of people were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Hey. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Well, that and also Mike is actually familiar with our shit. He watches the Dirtbag Dan show. He watches battle rap.
For sure.
We were talking a lot on the way over
I
here.
said, yo, let me rap.
Yeah.
I watched that shit.
We were talking on the way over here about how these fools will get together and basically watch battles at his pad. Him and his homies are just like pausing it, like, oh, if I get to see this shit. And,
Dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I posted a pic of Caddy and you commented on it. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, Mike York follows me on Instagram? Got like starstruck for a second. But I'm like so stoked you're the first one on this because this has been something I've been wanting to do for like hella long. Because I feel like skateboarding is kind of missing that commentary that goes kind of like deep and then also shows the personal side of the skateboarders behind it, because that's where Watch Battles is so successful, where people are like, oh, these battle rappers aren't assholes, they're not killing people 24/7.
Exactly.
Skaters are like the exact same way, where they have these big personalities and they're like great humans too. So I'm super stoked to have you be the first one to show us that.
Appreciate it. I am too, man. Thank you. I'm honored, I must tell you.
I grew up skating in the Bay Area, and you're from San Francisco. So, like, for us, like, I was telling him, he's like, I can't believe we never met before. And I was like, when I was a little kid, I fucking was watching you skate, like, all the time and shit. Like, I would definitely be going to EMB when I was super young. Pier 7 the most, I think, was. Yeah. And the thing about Pier 7 is the ledges look so much smaller and so much easier to grind on fucking video.
I went back to Pier 7 and looked at it and tried to switch crooked grind the ledge that I would just do in my 20s, just like, no problem. Like, I used to take that shit for granted. Like, whatever.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy, I could barely get my trucks on there, man. You know, it was rough. My pride was aching that day.
Yo, everything's way bigger. Everything in those videos was way bigger. The Hubba is way fucking bigger. We were talking about.
That shit's gone, man.
Yeah.
It's gone? Hubba's
Hubba's that whole area, that whole bridge.
They knocked all that shit out. There was a while where it was only Hubba because they had knocked out like the shit around it, but then they knocked out Hubba too.
Whoa, damn.
But you can just go to a skate park and skate Hubba.
Yeah, no, they built them.
That's true.
The thing is they're built nice. They're not like Hubba was like hella steep, short, and like fucking 10 feet tall. And
that's what made Hubba gnarly. It dropped.
Yeah,
Super tall.
That's why we were talking about Poncho Mulder.
Oh,
I grew
when
up
he took a
with.
chest hit.
Yeah.
And then flew off that shit. It was like a story and a half for like.
That fulfill some real stories there.
Yeah.
But I grew up watching you guys skate, and not only in the videos, but actually like when we would go to SF, you you guys were always at the spots. Like if you went to Pier 7 when
we were the lurkers. That's all we did.
Yeah.
Just found one little area and just skated it.
And we would wait. We'd just sit. Like I mean, you had to notice there's a bunch of kids that are just like sitting, waiting for y'all to like
didn't know. I mean, I wouldn't expect it like I would think about it like, oh, they're waiting to skate or whatever. You know, it would be more just like, you know, we were so focused on like getting our shit or doing something. It was just like get it, whatever. And then, you know, that was my thing when I would be filming. Like filming for these video parts or whatever, I would just be like, I'm just getting one trick and then I'm going home. Like, I'm not even gonna skate all day, like how I normally would. It was like, get the trick, like hour or 3 hours or 2 days or whatever, and then just go home. Like, I would just be out, like, you know.
But like, it's crazy now too, the way like Instagram has changed skateboarding and getting clips and seeing clips. It's
or just news, period. Just getting news, period. See, back in the day, it was cool without having that so much access to everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
That when you went to that place, you were so blown away on the culture, like the way everything was. Like when I went to New York and saw how New York skaters skated, it was totally different from San Francisco.
Yeah.
You know, being in San Francisco, I looked at LA skateboarding as the best skateboarders. Like I thought Los Angeles produced the greatest skateboarders, like trick-wise, style, everything.
Yeah.
San Francisco had their dudes, and everywhere had their dudes, like Chicago, all, of course. But to me, it was like LA is the spot, for that. So then, like, you would see those LA guys would come to Embarcadero or Pier 7 and be doing, you thought you was doing the new shit. They're doing it switch on some newer shit. And you're like, I remember plenty of times hearing and saying the phrase, I got to step my game up.
Yeah.
Or another dude, we're watching a video and he's like, all right, we got to step our game up. Let's go flip out of these fake manuals. We can't just plop out of them no more.
We got flip out of this fake
manual. We trying to do anything, you got, so it was constantly that. And then that got unfun.
And that has to be so, like,
it got stressful,
intense now with the Instagram shit. It's like what you're seeing is just fucking people throwing themselves off buildings. And
dudes would do tricks that took 2 or 3 days to get the one. They might have 4 of them, but one got a toe drag. You scraped on the manual. Something ain't right. My shirt's dirty. Anything, whatever it is. I don't like the way I landed it. I did it, but I can land it more fluid or something, whatever.
Yeah.
Pet peeve with it. That shit with Instagram now is like you get, 12 hours the most on it?
Yeah.
And like you put in all this work, and that's why the skate videos died. And that's why back in the day it was so cool because it was like, oh shit, the new Eastern Exposure videos coming out.
411 volume, whatever.
Yeah, and they got a section on with the Chicago dudes. Oh, I'm gonna see what Chicago's talking about. I can't wait.
Yeah, no,
or
totally.
I'm in NorCal skating, and I would just watch the Eastern Exposure video and want to emulate that.
Yeah.
And get more motivated on that. And that was my only exposure to the East Coast. Not like every day, like, oh, okay, this fool's wearing a green shirt today.
Yeah.
It was like, no, you just knew what he wore right there in that clip.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, and then it was more, how they say don't meet your heroes kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was more that. These dudes were not accessible. No one was accessible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And unless you were one of the people that had the opportunity to travel.
I think music is the same way. I think people really, like,
fuck yeah.
If you weren't able to, like, DM fucking Spice one and be like, I love your music, and he DMs you back like, thanks, dog.
Yeah.
You're like, that ain't just. I thought Spice one would want to kill me, like shoot me in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like, before I was able to DM him, nice music, good work, bro. And he's like, you too, homie. You know what I mean?
I think also with the amount of time that the shit has, like, I remember these parts that we're gonna watch, like. We watched them for years. We didn't just watch them for the week that they came out. We literally watched one until the other one came out, and then we watched the other one.
Not like that anymore.
No, you fucking music. God, like, you're lucky if you could stay in rotation for 2 weeks because so much shit is dropping all the time. It's boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And you're just trying to stay like, okay, what do I do? Do I drop singles? Do I do EPs?
Okay, and that's where the... you know how the golden era of skateboarding is that era that I was fortunate enough to be in?
Yeah, man.
It starts off where skateboarding was dead, so it had zero money in it. So every and all of us in it that were doing brands to the skaters to everybody was in it for a love, passionate thing.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yep.
So like companies like Real weren't as successful then as they are now.
Yeah.
Skateboarders weren't making the big bucks then as they were. Like Mike Carroll was probably making a lot of money, but was hanging around all the Embarcadero dudes. And I remember all he was doing was putting his money away because it wasn't a money thing.
Yeah.
I remember being with Mike Carroll when he got his fucking first car. And it was way later in life. It wasn't money. It wasn't a driven thing like, I'm gonna skate, be successful, have all these followers, have all this money, no, it was like, I'm gonna be a good skateboarder and do something. So and it was like that was like a lot of influence, major influential time with no motives except skating and not knowing you were doing it.
Yeah.
Those are the greatest ones. I never knew EMB was gonna be something legendary. I never knew Pier 7 was going to be like that.
Like the kind of shit that ends up in video games.
I never knew Chocolate was going to be like that, and I never knew that Roller Horror was going to be like that.
Yeah,
you
know doing you at that time and place, doing natural.
I was just in the
but that's why it became that, because it was so organic and everybody gravitated towards it.
And that's so hard to recreate now because it's just a fucking
it's
flood
oversaturated.
Of information. And
I mean, there would be times where I would be watching before the mouse video. You had to, if you wanted to watch Guy Mariano's part, you had to watch a blind video.
Yeah.
There was there was a big old space.
Yeah, oh yeah. And there'd be like that with a bunch of your favorite skaters. You know what I mean? It'd be like a 2-year gap, but
that's like where the music ties in, because you'll have like an album.
Yeah.
5
5
years
years.
space, and then the album comes in, this other one comes.
Especially with like
oh,
rock
shit.
bands and shit like that. Like even rappers would be like a year between albums, but like fuck, if you're waiting for like a Slayer to drop another album,
new
there's like a
Def
5-year
Leppard.
fucking it's like a 5-year fucking gap with these fools in the studio, and that's you couldn't survive as musicians like that nowadays.
But that's what made it fun, and like there was like it was mysterious in a sense, and that's always fun. The mystery, like, what is he doing? Like, you see footage and all of a sudden, like, I'm wearing jerseys, right? I'm a basketball fan and I'm from the Bay. So it's like, and I'm a sweaty fucker when I skate. Can I say that?
Yeah. Oh, bro, come on.
Okay,
it's
cool.
fuck,
I was just making sure.
You're good. You're
so
great.
yeah, so I'm a sweaty fuck. So I'll be wearing a jersey on purpose because I can like breathe. You know what I mean? I'm not sweating through a fucking gray shirt, with a big V on my triangle on my chest.
Yeah.
And so I'm running that, and then next thing you know, I'm filming in it, whatever, and all of a sudden, and I have hella jerseys, like all my favorite players. I'm not, of course I have my Bay pride, but I'll wear like an Iverson jersey because he's Iverson, not because of Philly, or I'll wear a Toronto Raptors, half man, half amazing, because arm in the net, because he's raw. And so I'm wearing the Iverson jersey, the number 3 one, and it just happens to be that day I'm filming for the chocolate video.
Yeah.
That was the jersey of choice.
Yeah.
No one wore like a Duncan jersey or a Matumbo jersey. It was everybody had a number 3 Iverson Philly jersey. That wasn't from Philly. Like, I would see that and be like, there you go.
Yeah.
And that's how the skate trends would work back then.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I remember if you go even further back to like the 90s, like
totally
there was
kidding me?
If you skateboarded, you looked a certain fucking way. It wasn't even like you had your hip hop dudes or your hash dudes.
Blockhead video, splendid eye torture. Rick Howard cut his pants, the bottom of his pants. Usually you would get them hemmed or you.
And then everybody cut the bottom of their
cut his pants. Then pretty much in that same time, Blind video came out. They had to cut pants. Guy Mariano and them. Oh, it was a wrap.
Yeah, it was a wrap. Everybody had to. I was wearing super wide pants, all frayed at the fucking bottom.
I probably cut this much off the pants because it didn't even need it. I just wanted the frayed look.
Yeah, for real.
So, and that's how the skate trends would happen. And they were rad because
remember
it was
motherfuckers
like
used to
slow.
stuff their shoes
With another
Double
soul.
toe. Yeah,
Drake
with another
Jones.
soul.
My man Drake
Another
Jones
soul.
was the master of that one, dude.
Yeah.
Drake had that looking good. And Stevie Williams.
Yeah.
Stevie would rock it. I couldn't do that.
The double tongue. So I remember I worked at a skate shop from I want to say like the late 90s to like 2006 or something like that. So I was there for when it was just skateboarders coming in the shop to buy skateboard shit, and then all of a sudden everybody wanted the fucking shoes. And I remember the Dave Mayhew 3s came out.
Yeah, the
fucking
Osiris's?
Yeah,
Fucking
man.
D3s,
and that was
dog.
like that was the shoe that
There's
changed the game.
there's
Who's,
like
the,
a
who's the
urban-
fool that copied the D3s recently? It was Travis Scott with his
Yeah,
shoes?
Oh
something
no
like
shit!
that.
Is it a copy
One
of
of
the
those
D3?
guys,
It's like-
oh
it's like
come
a
on,
style.
that's so
Yeah.
legendary. Like the fucking big bumps and shit, like
Yeah.
the big elephant fucking shoes, and they started making them in
Elephant.
pink
Yeah,
and
totally
white.
elephant.
They
Yeah.
started
Oh,
making
yeah.
orange and
Yeah.
fucking
They made
blue.
snowboard boots.
Yeah,
that,
bro.
That just looked like a high top.
Yeah.
Did not look at it.
No. And I remember meeting Mayhew at the shop one day, and he was just like the coolest dude, and he was just like, "Hey man, I had no fucking
Okay.
idea. I just barely picked the shoe." Like and
Urban
it's just-
legend. Urban legend on that story. Supposedly, and don't quote me because that's why I'm saying urban legend.
Yeah.
So there's no hashtag facts on it, but
Yeah.
it might be. Maybe you can chime in and, and second my emotion.
Fucking
there.
A. That's the beauty of this.
But supposedly this man was late to the pro shoe meeting where everyone was there with a bunch of shoes and said, I want that one, I want that one, I want that one.
He got the last one.
Everyone picked all the shoes. He got there late and had to pick what was left. Like, fuck, I guess I'm taking this
Yeah,
one.
the bottom of the barrel.
And then
that was the
ended
D3.
up picking the golden ticket.
Because if you think about it, it's not a good
Whoa.
skate shoe. It's
And
like
it's
a
not
big
like
old-
Dave was like.
crazy.
What I love about that dude is it wasn't like he was the top pro.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
He was a
He
random.
was just
The tech dude.
he
He was a
kind-
great skater if you
Yeah.
knew skateboarding, but he certainly
Exactly.
did not know him outside
Exactly.
of the world of skateboarding.
Real.
He would have been on the Gangstar Foundation, not necessarily Cash Money Records.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Like he's rolling with Big Shug or somebody.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like for real, like classic legend. But for him, out of all those dudes, to have the top selling shoe and making like
that's nuts.
A lot of money.
And it changed the game. It's for the way people like picked shoes and colorways.
I mean, it's so rad for that to happen to that dude. Because think about that. Like, you didn't do anything except show up late. And go and have like and work a small opportunity that you were probably gonna do if Osiris didn't tell you to come in. You would have still did the same shit the next day with the same amount of passion. So it's like, I love when dudes come up that way. Of course, I love the dirt struggle from roots and that, but like, ain't nothing like a Stevie Williams kind of deal. Like, you know, like, bam, here, take that.
Shit.
You feel me?
Now you're on.
Like, I want to
like
fuck
that.
with you. And Stevie's like, well, let's go. Next thing you know, he's making underwear and for fucking Macy's and shit. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's my guy right there. I remember that dude sleeping in cars in SF.
Word.
You know?
Yeah, I still remember his part in the chocolate video when it came out, and he was relatively unknown at the time. And the, what was it, switch heel, nose manual, hard flip out.
Oh my god.
That video part was supposed to go to Kareem, and he was trying to get on fucking
City Stars.
City Stars.
Word.
He was trying to get on City Stars, hooked up with Lee Smith, who had the tape, who was gonna hook him up with Kareem. And Lee and Mike Carroll are just down homies. They was at Carroll's pad. I think he said, I have the video. Like, I have a video of Stevie. I'm going to give it to Kareem. Mike's like, why don't you play it? And then I think Lee was like, nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. See what I'm saying? I can't, like, I'm relaying the message. I can't open it, you know what I'm saying? They're going to shoot the seagull down. And I was like, no, play it. And I guess Lee played the tape for Mike. VHS, too, I think. Played that shit for him, and that last trick was in there.
The trick is fucking still crazy.
And man, Mike swooped.
Yeah, he's like, nah, we gotta take this. We're gonna have to.
Mike Carroll, when you be seeing those Mike Carroll power moves, like that shit is 100%.
That's fine.
Mike swooped. Yeah, Mike Carroll was the word.
Yeah.
That girl. I don't know about now, but when I was there, if Mike fucked with you, then you were good money. You're good. If Mike was like, then everyone was, Like people was giving Rick Howard cookies. They didn't know you were supposed to give Mike Carroll the cookies. It's a butter up Carroll, man. You don't butter up Howard. Howard gonna say thanks, man, and be hella cool and not do nothing. Carroll's gonna say, he'll say, yeah. You know, Carroll's the one to probably put Tony Hawk on Lakai. It's like, yeah, fuck it, we'll put Tony Hawk on. Why not?
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
You know what I mean?
So I was talking. These are the parts that we watched before we went and skated. What was the shit that you were watching before you?
Blind video, Jason Lee.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, fuck, dude, like so much stuff. G&S videos back in the day.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like my early skate videos. My first video I ever got was Sick Boys.
Okay.
So
what was that? What's that like?
It's a Mac Dog production, and it's basically I think Mac Dog did snowboarding or something like that.
He did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no Mac Dog.
So he ended up doing a skate video, and it's Mike Archimedes doing the narration over it, and it's all the Bay dudes.
Okay.
But Nodis and like
Rad.
Man. Nodis coming to the Bay, hanging out with Mac Dog, Tommy Guerrero, Jim Thiebaud, and I'm just
so sick
behind the scene, just footage. Julian doing like the front board the classic front board Julian does. That footage is in that video.
Yeah, man.
Like concrete.
I had that ragdoll shirt.
Concrete jungle boards and shit. Like old Alva Tri-Tail fucking company. Like, you know, like shop. Like I think if my skate history's right, I think Mickey Ray's and Jake Phelps worked at Concrete Jungle. That's great. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Come on, get in here. Tell me. Am I right? Did Jake Phelps and Mickey Ray's work at Concrete Jungle, or am I tripping?
I feel like that's like
because I did smoke hella weed. I can't still do.
I feel like that's the natural like fucking. Everybody started at a skate shop. I can't tell you how many dudes that I worked with at the skate shop that were either pros, managed teams now, filmers. A lot of fucking filmers.
Yeah.
Like everybody at the skate shop. You know, you're either like a shithead or you're going somewhere. You know what I mean? But it was like there was a lot of going somewhere there.
Yeah, either you're stepping your game up, working at the jewelry store, or like you're in the parking lot. Like I used to work here.
Yeah.
That dude's a dick. He fired me. Why'd he fire you? Because I never came to work.
Because I was drinking on the fucking side.
That's why he's a dick.
Yeah, man.
Because he's doing his job.
Well, let's fucking watch this shit. Let's go.
We're gonna
on
watch
to
some
it,
skate
We're
stuff.
gonna watch
Yes,
some
sir.
skate stuff. We're gonna watch you fucking skate, man. Cause
Mike, get a
This is my.
headphone up.
Oh, do I get to talk shit during?
You definitely do.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, let's just fucking get into it. We're gonna
and
watch it.
fully like let us know if there's any like thing that sparks your fucking memory when
mouse
you're watching.
video.
I know I'll have questions.
Okay, I have a few. I got a few fun things. I believe mouse video is when Ben Sanchez, who's also in the mouse video, was giving me hella shrooms. And I think I filmed a line. I think it was mouse.
Oh, that's so. I love fucking hearing that. Like I love that.
filmed it.
Remember that? What's his name? Taz Pappas was on acid and won a fucking contest. He basically said like a whole year of like every contest he was winning, he was just frying balls.
Dude,
and he's skating vert ramps.
I
Dude,
think
you know what I
we
mean?
were eating them, and like, you know, you get all hyper and.
Mushrooms are crazy because there's an amount that makes you a superhuman.
Yeah.
Like if you just eat a gram, like you might be the fucking man. And
Oh, okay. Do you remember that scene in one of those Freddy Krueger movies where she's driving and he just stands there and he crashes, kind of like
yeah,
a
yeah,
tree,
yeah.
just wraps around him? I would be on shrooms skating down the street like
If you hit me, I'm just gonna break through your fucking
if
car.
a bus hits me, that shit's gonna split apart. I'm gonna be seeing people in the bus like, oh shit, y'all okay? I'm gonna keep going skating. Like, so
There's like a line and a limit though, because once you go beyond that, like, I could beat anyone's ass right now. I'll fuck you up in a foot race, like all that shit. But then there's a line where you cross that and you're like, oh my god, my body is jello, and you can't do anything anymore. But I've definitely like skated on mushrooms and been like, I'm the fucking best, and then I've been like, oh god, I need to get off my skateboard. You know what I mean? Like,
And that's why you were able to battle on mushrooms.
yeah,
so good?
yeah. You know.
that was funny. I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah,
See, I'm such a okay. Side note: I'm such a battlehead, and another skateboarder that fucking is my man from King of the Ronalds.
Oh yeah, Mickey Worthless.
Mickey Worthless?
Yes, and he was good. Mickey's good. Yeah, there's like old footage of him like doing big tray
Mickey
flips down like.
skates?
Yes, he actually would like rode for a shop in London or
No.
something like that. He was like a good skateboarder in the UK.
Look at me.
Why?
Look at
Why do
that.
we
Yeah.
never like know this shit?
Because Mickey's a shithead.
Yeah.
But
He's-
I've
That's
seen
what I
him
love.
like
That's
post
that's my mate.
videos of like him in like that like late 90s, early 2000s doing like big tray flips, like not like pussy skating, like that
Yeah,
motherfucker
he's
was
dope.
like he skated. So,
Damn,
yeah,
that's
it's funny.
crazy. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right, let's get into your heart and mouse. Do you want to like preface this with anything?
Yo, this is so Spike Jonze did these videos.
Yeah, the skits.
Yeah, right. Okay, so like and like just like probably like the
Spike did
overall
skits.
like aesthetic.
I don't
of
know
it.
who did this little the intro. I don't know who did the intro, but what was cool about doing these was we got to sit in the editing.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
You know,
cool.
I like to do that when I would go to LA, being a Bay dude. I would, you know, I know big whales, so I was with Costin, and I got to sit in, and I know Carol and Howard, so I got to sit in, and I was interested in that stuff, and just sat there and watched the editing.
Yeah.
You know, and my man Eris from the Bay Area gave me a tape. He was a DJ, one of those DJs that I was telling you about, and he had all the breaks before that was cool.
Yeah.
Like when everyone said, "Oh, here's the Gangstar Song album," and all the DJs got mad at that shit. Remember that? Back in the day. Well, he was doing that before. You know, he knew he was like just a real DJ. So he gave me all this music. So I went down, gave him the music, and that's why the mouse video has soul, because that's some Oakland funk in there. Straight up, like. They had some crazy shit.
Yeah, the music, the vibe for these videos.
Guy
is
Mariano
so sick.
had a fucking Megadeth song. And then I was like, want to hear this Herbie Hancock song that my friend gave me? You know what I mean?
That's fucking incredible.
Like, listen to this. What is it, Rocket? No, it's, this is Watermelon Man thing here. I don't know. Classic album.
Yeah,
right? Classic video part with that song. So.
And then we're running around with like weird ass shit on our mixtapes. Like it'll go from like some like Hyro into fucking Blondie, or like it's just like
Crazy.
weird shit. Like
Yeah.
just because all we did was just go like, I'll grab that song and that song and that song and put them on a tape.
Oh, so the mouse video, okay, music. So check this out. So FSC is this graffiti crew from the Bay Area. Anybody that knows, you know, Bay Area graffiti in the 90s, FSC is the shit. That's one of those, they're just crushing it.
Yeah.
And they would rhyme, and they're all like white dudes, you feel me? And Ron Allen got down with them.
Oh, okay.
So Ron Allen, the OG skater from Oakland, and these dudes.
Yeah.
There was my man, you know, Giggs, Knack One, Rackus, he was the DJ, and Ron was Intelligence. And they fucking ended up, they would always make music and shit, and that would be where I'd go kick it after I skated.
Yeah.
I wouldn't kick it with skaters. I'd go kick it with the hip-hop heads and smoke hella weed and chill with them, listen to them practice, and it was way cooler. It was a cooler
That's why
vibe.
you always had the cool songs in your
Yeah, that's why
I
I always knew what was up with music. You know, so I was always around it, and then, you know, these dudes ended up, I told them, like, yo, I'm having a fucking, you know, video part. I'm about to use the Bob James shit everybody sampled. You know what I mean? The shit. And I think it was like right when Ghostface came out with the Daytona song. So I was like, I'm going to use the sample song, the Bob James shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they were like, nah, dude, let me make you a song. We'll make you a song. And I was like, all right. You know, kind of didn't think too much of it.
Yeah.
They gave me a fucking DAT. That's why it sounds that way. They gave me a fucking DAT tape. So when I gave it to those dudes, they're like, I don't know
what do we do with this?
The machine to put this in. Like, what is this, 70s shit? I'm like, I don't do music. This is a DAT tape. You need to figure it out. And they did, and there you go. And so, And so Richard Mulder, who saw my part edited to the James shit, said, can I get that song? And I said, yeah. So that's why Richard Mulder has that song in his part.
Oh, whoa. That's
So he has the Nautilus shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
So that's nuts.
Yeah, it's a trip, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right.
Just how music, just the music.
Yeah,
vibe.
and that's so cool because that's some shit.
I mean, that's dope. Music is like one of the biggest parts
So that's
of
what
skate
this
videos,
song is.
100%.
And every skateboarder in the world's like, I want this song. I can't. The only copies on this. You got to hear me skating to it. I'm
fucking ill.
Yo, I'm on this
awesome.
track. Son.
I'm on this track. Yes.
You hear like grinds and shit.
Yeah, totally.
That's my tale right there. Kid.
But yeah, Mike York Mouse, 96, I guess is the year it dropped. This is one of the most infamous skate videos of all fucking time. Girl skateboards, and yeah, it's legendary. So let's fucking get into it.
Yeah, and this was like the first cool artsy shit that motherfuckers are doing in videos.
They probably muted the fucking music, or is it? Can you guys hear it?
No, I can hear it.
It's
Okay,
probably hella low because it's a DAT.
Yeah, true.
Yo.
I was talking hella shit because I scraped my foot.
There we go.
That place.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. But it did smell like urine.
Yeah, no, for sure, right?
Human urine.
And it was like wild dangerous too in like certain like corners. Like you'd be skating and then you go off the wrong way to like maybe go take a piss yourself, and you'd be like, oh shit.
Oh,
there's some gang shit happening back
I pretend
here.
I had 6 of my gnarliest friends with me every time I skated there. I had the meanest mug. I'd be terrified on the inside, but look savage on the outside.
Yeah, this is a place I only went once, and again, ledges look a lot fucking smaller than they. It's because everything was filmed with the fucking fish islands back in the day.
How tall are they? They're like almost
They're just
knee high.
bigger than you fucking think. You know what I mean? When
they do.
When
I would never think
they
they were
look
tall.
like they're fucking like curb high almost, and then you get there and they're like up, knee high.
Yeah.
Hey, those were special ledges because they would tag them so much that the paint would keep it
slick. Yeah.
That's crazy.
dope.
I never thought about that.
It was really
That's
dope.
wild.
Like it wasn't. This era wasn't like, oh, I have a bar of wax in my bag. No, you didn't have that. That's why you could hear everyone's trucks grinding and we're grinding, not truck sliding. There's a big difference.
Shit went down there.
All right, go for it.
Watch, listen.
Bang, baby. Switch crookies. Oh,
Going for real, there's no other way to deal. Appeal only to those deep with words that
a light blue dad pants. Watch right here, look, bam.
Yeah, boy.
Way before, look, with the like, boots.
Yeah, dude, that was the super like booty era of fucking all the skate shoes for
That's
sure.
the marina. We were just.
You either like people either wanted to do one of two things. You either wanted to feel your fucking board or not feel your fucking board. At all,
Dude,
right?
it was.
So you had like the big puffy joints, or you had like the fucking slip-ons.
And we were so fucked up. We were probably better than we were because we wore the worst shit.
Yeah, no, if you
ever
were scared.
just to look tight.
If you had like the Nikes that they do now, where they're all like shock absorbent and like perfect, you'd be like maybe a little bit fucking better.
Sometimes I watch these clips and go, "Damn, dude, you know I had those big ass shoes on."
And you pulled it off too.
Yeah, like I could have been in one of these fucking shit.
That was my homegirl right there.
Okay, I was gonna ask if that was just a pedestrian.
Yes,
You know?
and I told her, I said, "Is it okay if I film you right here?" And she said, "Yeah."
Okay,
Instead
cool.
of asking her to move, I asked her,
You're
"Is
just
it all
cool
right
if
if
we
I
film?
record you?" She said, "I don't care."
All right.
All right, well,
Construct sentences into rhythmic diagrams. No nonsense. My response is projected from the diaphragm. Rhymes and rhyme rhythms and
It's
my
so
skill
funny.
will
Like,
connect.
oh, that day's funny.
That's still fucking nuts.
Hey, the switch flip 5-0 is a funny day.
I reconstruct sentences into rhythmic diagrams. No nonsense. My response is projected from the diaphragm. Rhymes and rhyme rhythms and my skill.
That's still fucking
Okay,
crazy, man.
the reason I landed that one was like desperation because I was there. We were all sessioning that bench. Like you'll see that spot.
oh
every
yeah,
spot.
that was like a very like fuck. Probably even that day, a bunch of footage
Yeah,
got
it
fucking
was,
shot.
and I was with like the guys, so I'm like, fuck, I gotta step it up. You know what I mean?
Where
like,
is this at? This is where like all the,
7th Street?
Okay.
It's in. I don't think Torrance. But
is this
it's
the one that's kind of
somewhere-
in the hood where like all the Menace videos would be?
Nah, that's Lockwood.
Oh, Lockwood. Okay. Because
Yeah.
there's two places that have like those
I
benches.
accidentally wore a red hat in Lockwood story, but you guys can pretty much
Diagrams.
figure
No
it out.
nonsense. My response is projected from the diaphragm. Rhymes and rhyme rhythms and my skill will connect.
Hey, but real
The
quick.
ritual process-
So, we're all skating. I'm trying that trick. I'm being nonchalant with it, getting into it, whatever.
Yeah.
No one's there in our session. All of a sudden, fucking Ed Templeton, Jeff Rowley, fucking all these dudes start hopping the fence. I'm like, oh, fuck no. I'm like, you recording? Go. That's why I land and my arm is like, because I was trying to be super
right
perfect.
then.
I just said,
From the
fuck that. I
diaphragm.
said,
Rhymes and
I
rhyme
gotta
rhythms
make it
and my
watch.
skill will connect it. The raps will process data within
I
a
was like, fuck that, I need to land. Because these dudes, and they were already champions.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
already,
yeah,
I was like, oh, I'm B team. These dudes are going to stand in front of me and shit and go. Like,
I definitely remember when like Rowley and those dudes came in that like the skateboarding game had changed
Yeah.
to like a bigger and fucking scarier thing.
You know what's actually funny is I watched. Isn't it like it's pronounced weird? It's pronounced Rowley.
Rowley, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I watched this.
someone
9
told me
Club.
it's G off too. And I said, are you sure?
Jeff. It's Jeff.
It can't be
Whatever.
G
I
off
read
the
that in, like,
Rowley.
subscribe.
it can't be
Yeah.
G off from
But
Rowley.
he said something about 5-0s, which you actually did.
rhyme rhythms and my
You
skill will
balanced
connect.
that
Yeah.
the whole time. And he
The
was
whole
like,
time.
He in his 9 Club interview, he's like, I don't count a 5-0 unless it balances the whole time.
Oh fuck you!
Well-
All I did was crooked 5-0s where I could like lay back on
Yeah,
the
that's
fucking
well, that's
thing
what
and
he's
go to
saying. He's
sleep,
like,
you know
that's
what I mean?
lazy.
Hey,
Whatever,
it's funny.
bitch.
Tell his
your
ass
British
to
ass.
chalk up one for the
Take that
old
shit.
Yorkatron.
yeah.
Tell
Yo,
his
but-
ass I'm good.
Man, that shit that was
Yeah,
like
that was
it's like a
steezy.
fucking manual. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
word,
But you're
that was
grinding at
awesome.
the same time.
The raps will process data within a million.
That trick was funny because it was like I knew I needed to keep my weight like by the fence in order to do it, but then you have a hang up on the bank. The bank was so steep, you would come off the ledge,
Yeah.
perfect, and
What?
just eat
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And then it was so steep, you would fall to the bottom. So it was like, Costin took a slam, and boy,
Yeah, you guys made that like bank to the ledge or the bench look really easy.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
this place, like that thing, that looked really easy. Nollie back when I watched that. That is sandpaper. You,
Oh yeah, for real.
you ever scrape yourself and
Oh,
it's
Yeah,
white?
falling on
Yeah.
that, or even
White.
just rolling on it would be
Yeah,
hard.
to the meat on that
Yeah,
shit. Yeah.
white.
Headstrong, gets your head
It's
out
like
the front.
strips of fucking cement.
Catalogs on analog. High impact days. Past the contact.
Yeah, I'm not a banister guy.
Banisters.
I don't do banisters. That was a strictly work day.
Controlling dialect, know-how.
Oh, that's
You may not know that. I flow styles from every degree.
Hey, this line was right before the Bong Olympics that Big Brother did in.
Oh, no shit.
I don't know.
I remember
when,
that shit. I remember that shit.
If that would have got raided, we was all going down.
Oh,
It was not. Weed was not legal.
I used
They
to trip off the
rented-
Big Brother shit. It was
they-
so illegal all the time.
They rented a warehouse, catered it with fucking Subway, and had fucking bitches walking around with trays of bong hits and fucking glass bongs, graphics.
Yeah.
Graphics sponsored it. I think they were but it was graphic. Here, would you like some bong hits? Want some joints? I'm just like, yeah. Like, are you kidding me? They had a Bong Olympics.
So that line was the same day.
So the Bong Olympics, we were like, oh, we're gonna skate in this area in Santa Monica. So that's down on Lincoln and some school.
Okay.
And I guess Bong Olympics was close. And so they were like, oh, we'll just go skate there. Da, da, da. No one was into skating.
Yeah.
Costin was taking us. He never smoked weed.
Yeah.
So, but all the rest of us did.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm just gonna go for the sake of going because
Yeah.
it's Bong fucking Olympics, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no shit, this is amazing. I'm getting a line before I go.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that was this line, and I remember,
Dope.
I remember being so psyched because after I do the fakie flip, I remember trying to feeble grind like the little bar on there's like a bike rack, and then just being like, all right, let's go to the Bong Olympics. Like this,
You may not know that. I flow styles from every degree, angle, and profile. Get it straight, meditate. This arithmetic is deliberate. A steady pace, I dedicate to make dreams I deliver.
switch Mongo.
Professor of linguistics, Dr. Gigster spoken lyrics. My duty is a studious exercise.
That right there, bro. Okay,
Tray
let me
flips
tell
are
you
like
something.
fucking picture
That's the
perfect,
shit
dude.
right there that we used to fucking geek about, like, and then be trying
Yeah.
all day. And I
Yeah.
can fucking, I swear for the life of me, even to this day, like, I always land like hang 10 or like on the back.
I was
But this
never
fool,
able to do
like,
this.
that tray flip right there was specifically one that would fuck with us because it was just so fucking
Man.
wah wah
Yeah.
wah wah. Like your
Yep.
feet come apart like that and then
Yep.
they come back together.
Yeah.
It's just fucking perfect.
That,
Hey, I
that
appreciate
line
it.
in general.
I don't even know why. Like to this day, I don't understand why people trip on my switch or my tray flip because I don't never do it down anything. I've done it down like one thing in footage, like
It's
probably
just
back
like
in the day,
a
but
fucking steezy.
it's just
like,
nice
wah,
that people
wah,
like it, you
it's
know.
there's so many. There's cool ways to do a tray flip, and I think like what's cool about the way that you do a tray flip is your back foot goes out instead of your front foot. A lot of people do like the jump kick fucking tray flip, and your front when you watch him is like goes whoof like that, like both legs come out. It's fucking crazy.
Jamonte kind of put me onto that. He would do that, and I would be asking him, you know, little kid, like, why do you do your leg? And he's like, well, if you spread your legs out, you don't have to jump as high.
I was always told just kick my front leg out and it'll stay in front of me. You know what I mean? Because I always have the problem of like
Because he
goes
told
behind
me,
you or
Yeah.
because he was telling me, like, you know, and another thing with that back leg thing, you got to almost step forward.
okay.
There's a
Yeah,
step
yeah,
forward
yeah,
thing
yeah.
to it too.
It's
I
like
think
a way
lot
to
of-
learn
I
to
think a
do
lot
it.
of people don't do that with their tray flips. Is like you flip it in front of you, but you also use that and step forward.
For momentum.
You know what I mean?
Interesting.
And that's what, you know, because I guarantee if I stand, you know, the standstill challenge, I would be
Yeah.
hang 10 if I.
Yeah.
But if I'm rolling, I'll
then
do
you
it.
get into
Boom.
momentum
You
that
feel
pushes
me?
you forward.
Interesting.
I'll tell you what, nowadays, like that shit is so cool that you'll see full Instagram videos that are just
I know,
kids
that
doing
was really
just
nice.
that like nice tray flip.
I don't know,
You know what
man.
I
My
mean?
man, I think Memory Screen did that, and then Paul Shire, my homie at Adidas, posted. I said, man, that's thank you.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, the whole line is easy too.
Professor of linguistics, Dr.
Oh, so big.
My duty is a studious exercise and esoteric
Fuck it.
battle. They take tacky, barbaric, aesthetic, plastic. I explore uncharted regions never discovered by predecessors.
Yeah, never did.
Commentary reaches past your
Driving
commentary.
God, I miss my jeans.
Life alters respect.
I love
Inquisitive to prospects, vernacular.
I was gonna ask you what shoe sponsor did you have at the time? What shoes are these?
S
I
was
explore uncharted regions
Don
never discovered by
Brown.
predecessors.
Don Brown is the
Commentary.
man. Don Brown is always
That colorway, the
supported
white.
me.
laces with black suede, like simple shoes.
I remember that
Remind me
shoe
of this
too. It just
era.
had the one ES on the fucking back of it right there. That was a great fucking shoe.
Reach a special common territory with
I worked in a skate shop. We had
life
all
all
this shit.
disrespected.
I would just take
process
it.
vernacularly affected. Refinement of contents, the daily design. Keep
Sure
knowledgeable,
is.
no doubt.
Let's go, baby boy. Muscles.
Oh, yeah.
The rest
I had a condom on.
For the Ah, there you go again, dude.
That was crazy.
There you go again.
That was almost popped higher too.
Yeah. I had to try harder switch.
Ah, but you still do the bet. You still do the same
I'm in a
back
goddamn.
flipping.
Hey, I'm in a goddamn video with Guy Mariano come out with his newest part. I was
Yeah.
like, shit,
Yeah.
I gotta go switch.
Positive destiny from
And the spot was
when I'm
dope.
conceiving. It's songs like this that I'm achieving for those who need to come to this realization. This is a musical vocation, not a whimsical
This could have been.
recreation.
Oh, this is my man Eris. Right here. Boom, pause it. R.I.P. to my man Syra, one FSC crew king. That's King Syra right there. That's
Doing the nose grind.
Yeah, doing the note. I put him in my part.
That's dope.
That's the DJ homie that gave me the music. That guy's in my part who gave me.
That's so
tight.
fucking sick. I thought that was you.
Nah,
Yeah, I thought it was you too.
I should take credit for that beautiful switch back on
That's
the
so
table
sick.
in 90 something. But
Bro,
that's my man.
wow.
Syra. That's a DJ. Look how ill.
Recreation, our choice of challenging
Watch this.
vocabulary is full of clarity. My confidence is derived from genuine
Yeah,
No, you can tell it's not you when you look at it now.
I
Hella.
put him in there for sure.
That's sick.
That's my dude.
Yeah, I know.
When I meditate,
You pop out like a float out.
It's never one. So the special
Those things are
always
fucking
served
big,
on
too.
time.
The
Yeah.
big side of these ledges is big.
I remember when I first went there, I just went there to look at it. I was like, how does anybody do tricks up?
I just had in my head all the tricks I was gonna do on it, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, we're doing some nose slides. And
Hey,
you know what I mean? Like, fuck.
Maybe
That
ollie
is
up
the
it.
best. That's the best thing about San Francisco, is it never gets like the credit it deserves on film.
Yeah.
Like people watch Frank bomb that hill and go, "Man, I could do that."
Dude,
No,
I
fuck
fucking
no.
Do you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
my God.
At home,
Yeah,
they're
no.
looking at that like,
No.
I could probably.
And
do
That's
You
like
will
the
die.
GX 1000 shit. That's like even that kind of captures how gnarly it is, but it's seriously fucking frightening.
Yeah, man.
It
I
is
remember
ridiculous.
what fucking Dennis fucking
Boozniks, baby.
Boozniks.
Are you kidding me?
That
That's the
motherfucker
guy.
he would do these crazy lines and like the tricks were crazy, but the whole time it was just this like speed and fear factor
Yeah.
involved of just like if you hang up right there, you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
You're rolling in the fucking
Tell
street.
me about it.
Yeah.
Frisco's
way,
special
nicer looking.
always they serve on time.
All the spots
Keeping
had
the deadline,
cracks,
speaking live from the
higher
line.
grades.
Cause we knowing the deal.
Like the metal one is cool, but the other one's hard to grind.
And speaking with intellect, I'm knowing the deal.
And these blocks are
Controlling
huge,
the
too.
dialect, flowing for real. And speaking
ones
with
with the
intellect.
thing on the
Damn,
top.
that's so crazy how you pop out of that. Like it's like literally like you're like ollieing
Yeah,
out.
you gotta put your little brain
Controlling
on
the
it.
dialect, flowing for real. And speaking with intellect, knowing the deal. Controlling the dialect, flowing for real.
I love that
Speaking
aspect
with
of skate like
intellect.
never gets old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like those little nuances of this shit. Just like watching you do a trade flip. It's like I can watch that shit all day. I can watch Jason Lee do backside flips. From the
This is
fucking
all
back.
freestyle line right here. This is bird bars. I was.
Oh, this is bird bars?
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh, I love that.
I was like, fuck it.
Oh, what's that?
We were trying to fucking find this spot.
What
This
is
the
it?
spot we were
What
trying
is
to
it
find.
called again?
Fort Miley.
Fort Myer. Yeah.
Fort
Miley.
Fort Miley. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of the spots that like you'd go because you
That was me thinking I was Guy Mariano.
bro.
I
That
can't
shit
even
is so
front.
hard to skate.
That's
like,
all I thought of was Guy.
You go there, you go to like the China Banks, you go to these places you see on video, and then you're like, oh, I'm not doing fucking anything here.
Yeah.
It's just it's
Well,
like,
you can't. It's
no,
insane.
it's not a bank. It's like a fucking
and also
wall.
this rail is in the middle of another rail on
Yeah,
top.
and it's on top of a fucking like building too.
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's
There's
not-
a fucking huge.
Yeah, your
drop.
board flies off of the other side. And
Yeah,
it's fucking super
it's
fun.
not easy to skate at all. So
No.
people that even skate the middle of this rail is fucking insane. And doing a crook 180 out is crazy.
Bank in and out.
Fucking insane.
Yeah, I had to like figure out to ride up it. Like, see how I rode at an angle?
Yeah.
That was the only way to make the bank
Yeah, you
like
come straight
long
up that
to
thing,
work.
you're gonna fucking
Yeah.
hit your
right,
nose on.
and your
it.
bank's too
Yeah.
short, so I had to use
That
it.
was fucking insane.
Yeah, I was pretty stoked, even though I have my cool guy face.
You always cool guy.
I would
Yeah.
I'd look, and then they would say, cameras turned off, and I was a Chris Webber fan, so remember he used to jam and just mean mug.
Yeah.
So I used to land tricks and just.
Yeah, for sure. My favorite skater when I was a kid was Tim Brosh, and that motherfucker had zero expression on his face at all times. He would just look like he's just chilling, and he'd be doing the craziest shit.
I remember him. He was one of those dudes that would be like, "Oh, what's up, York?" And I'd be like, "What? He knows who I am?"
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and he was the coolest motherfucker in the world too.
Yeah, he was.
Like anybody, he knew everyone everywhere.
Him and Jason.
And everyone liked him. Like no matter where he went, everybody liked him.
And Solomon. That's how I knew him, because of Real back in the day.
Yeah.
Think,
SD.
Real and Think, and then you had those two coming all the time. Jason Adams and Solomon coming to the city. So then all the dudes would come.
You guys, there was a crazy ramp out here that I got to skate one time in the city that was like a really long or really wide mini ramp that was in a fucking...
It was in like a super duper...
warehouse.
Studio 43 probably.
Maybe.
Was it in Hunter's Point?
Yeah, for sure. And it was a long ass mini ramp, and
then
it
in Hunters Point.
Yeah, and it was like a fucking
Yeah, because Hunter's Point's gnarly if it ain't.
Yeah. When I first moved to the
go
city,
there,
all I heard was about how
go to Hunter's Point, go eat brunch on 3rd Street.
Dude,
what's Hunter's Point like now?
I don't know.
It's pretty chill.
People eat brunch on 3rd Street.
Because my studio is literally right fucking there. My studio's right there.
Really? You're really close?
Yes. Like, it's, you know where the light is when my secret studio is right here? The light that you would go left to go to the freeway. If you go right, you're at 3rd and Army. It's really right there.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say like 94-ish. We would have to take the 3rd Street bus to Deluxe. Right where TikTok was, the hamburger spot right there. Man, that was the scariest, dumbest shit I ever did for a freeboard. I was like, fuck, I gotta, y'all can't just meet me in a...
No, I remember Deluxe was in the hood.
And you had to go to the hood, and being a little kid, it was worse than being... See, if you're older, you could kind of like, get it. But a little kid, and then I'm getting out of school, they're getting out of school, everybody's out of school. I'm like, oh, great. I remember bringing a duffel bag and filling the shit with a duffel bag instead of having a box on the bus. Thinking it was safer. It was.
No, but
what's in the box?
We used to skate hella hoodish places for sure. Even 3rd and Army is right there, right next to fucking
It's not that bad. 3rd and Army isn't that bad, like as far as traffic, but like where we were, it was like you lived right there. Coog Nut probably lived right there. You feel me? And like,
it's like where
it was gnarly.
Was that Club 6 that was right? It was in the Tenderloin.
No, this is HP. This is like.
No, I just mean like in the fucking shits. Like
I
we used to do
remember
this club that was
skating
in the fucking shits, and you'd see all the fucking fools like stumbling across the street. And you're like, I was
skating Ken Godo and Jabari Pendleton's mini ramp, and they had a place in HP, and I had a fucking 96 DeVille at the time, like a fucking big ass fucking Batmobile.
Sick.
Feel me? With the bench seats and shit and digital dash. Bad coolant. I'm rolling that shit. I just get pulled over by the ghost, like a Prius or something with lights. Like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I'm coming back from skating. And I'm all sweaty.
Yeah. They're like, oh, you picking up, huh?
They like, oh, hell no. Who's this crackhead ass Yorkatron?
Oh, no, you skateboarding out here for sure.
On like 42nd. I don't know what fucking street I was on. Something crazy. And I'm like, no, just skateboarding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, even like the time I've lived away from the city, it's like changed so much. I go back there and visit you. It's like we're going to like all these like really nice brunch spots like up the block from you. I'm like, wow, it's so different here.
Shit getting valeted and stuff.
Well, I mean, LA too, right? I mean, like a lot of places.
I think it's just more like noticeable in the city because it's like so much smaller.
Yeah, for sure.
And like I was trying to like take Ben and Clayton to like, this is like where I used to like, this is where my first job was, and it's like super nice now. It's like, whoa. And I remember used to kind of being afraid at night there, and now it's just like,
yeah, even East Palo Alto has like been pushed back.
You mean Palo Alto? Hell yeah, East EPA. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's some of my. Hey, there's a Totally Insane. I was a Totally Insane fan.
Oh, for sure, man.
I listen to all that shit.
All
in
that
the
shit.
back street.
Yeah,
Like,
oh, dude.
Come on, son.
So good.
The original Mac 10.
Yeah, bro. We used to have
$10.
We made 3 Times Crazy, Totally Insane, fucking who else? Cougnut for sure. Like that was all like the
IMP
fucking
all day.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Boost late's tight, don't even trip. Oh shit, we knocked that shit. Hell yeah.